Welcome to the Fox 54 Week in Review. I'm Kenesha Dees. It's the only place in North Alabama to get the week's local headlines condensed into one program. Here's a taste of what's ahead. Our top story this week. Last week, a Deschler student was injured in an on-campus incident. More than a week later, the investigation grows and his family is still looking for answers.
Environmental to Deschler, 203 North Commons for a fall. CPR is in progress.
The mother's going to be here. I'm going to send her to you.
We have an ETA on Hilo.
First responders calling out for an air ambulance this past Tuesday after an incident at Deschler High School seriously injured a 15-year-old student. He's now recovering at home, but the family wants answers. It's where we start tonight. I'm Gabe Glassman. A note, this story includes images that some may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised for what we're about to show you. This is August Borden, a 15-year-old freshman at Deschler High School and a member of the football team. The team was flown by helicopter to UAB Hospital, where he spent 2 days in the ICU. He has since made his way back home and is recovering. Up first on Fox 54, I talked to the teenager's mother and stepfather, who say they're still searching for answers.
Our main priority was August's health. So we didn't proceed with any of this until we made sure he was healthy.
Kristen and Drew Van Devender are the mother and stepfather of August Borden, a Deschler High School freshman who suffered serious injuries Tuesday afternoon after a team weightlifting session.
I received a text from a football mom that I needed to head to the field to get August, that I needed to head there quickly.
Upon arriving, I noticed that they already had August in a stretcher in an ambulance.
It was immediately clear August was seriously hurt, less clear how it happened. The details leading to this moment still unknown by the Van Devenders.
What they had told me is that they were roughhousing. They felt it was his best interest because of his injuries that he be flown to Birmingham UAB ICU. It's the worst fear a parent can go through. I mean, the drive to Birmingham was unbearable because we had the fear of the unknown. Watching him with a tube down his throat, and drool coming out of his mouth. And we didn't know if he's going to talk again. We didn't know if he was going to be able to communicate.
August was injured on a stairway. That much is certain. Doctors say he suffered orbital and skull fractures and a concussion. He was discharged from the hospital on Thursday and is continuing his recovery at home.
We will have to follow up, of course, with his doctor here, and then we have to follow up with a doctor in Gardendale that's a specialist with these orbital fractures to see whether or not he will have to have surgery or if it's something that will heal on its own.
The family says August is able to communicate, but he's been exhausted. They're going to be taking the recovery process day by day.
We're going to take every precaution that we can and go from there.
Does August recall anything about what happened on the day of the incident?
No.
We've asked him on several occasions. He said everything before Thursday is somewhat of just a blackout.
As August recovers, the Van Devenders are now focusing more on answers. So far, they've been hard to come by.
All we're really wanting is answers. There's been so many different stories from people that were there and from people that were part of the school that we don't feel like we're getting any real answers, and that's all we want.
The Tuscumbia Police Department is investigating the incident. Tuscumbia City Schools and Deschler High School released an identical statement on Tuesday on Facebook asking for prayers and wishing August a speedy recovery. The family praised the coaching staff for the response, which included visiting August at the hospital. They're hopeful they have answering soon, with TPD investigating the incident. But they continue to prioritize August's health. This is a developing story and will provide updates as they become available.
Tuscumbia student now recovering after taking serious injuries during an alleged fall in a football weightlifting session. His parents described the situation to Fox 54 over the weekend. The incident is now stirring up controversy and tons of comments online after speculation that some of the other students on the team may have been involved, sparking a police investigation. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo shares the latest.
The Van Devender family is looking for answers after their son August Borden was injured during a team weightlifting session last Tuesday.
It all happened around the time school got out. August's parents raced to Deschler High School after other parents called them saying he fell. By the time they got there, August was already in an ambulance and had to be airlifted to Birmingham for treatment.
We were just stunned and out of our sorts and had no idea something like that could happen to our child.
Although his parents wanted to know what happened to an otherwise healthy student, police launched an investigation and couldn't provide much at the time. A UAB hospital trip and nearly a week later, they say they still haven't heard anything.
We just want transparency, and accountability. I think every adult and every child should be accountable for their actions. And that's all we need.
I mean, it was a pretty traumatic injury, so we just want answers. And, for our son to be in ICU and flown UAB and just has been devastating. From one mom to a mom, we just, please, if anyone knows anything, we'd love to know what happened.
But they did tell me that August is now awake and home from the hospital recovering.
He is feeling better. He has headaches. He sleeps a lot. But, it's just part of the healing process, we know. But there'll be follow-ups with, plastics and with optical fractures and things like that. We're just grateful that it's not worse than it was.
Yeah.
So.
Mayor William Foster says although it's being handled, the incident has shaken the whole community.
The process is being made now through the investigation for us to actually do something on the back end. Being here in Tuscumbia, you never want to see this with no kid, no matter where they're from. But being here in Tuscumbia, it hits real close to home.
Tuscumbia police made a Facebook post on Saturday saying that they can't comment on the active investigation. We reached out today for an update, but didn't hear back. In Tuscumbia, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
The Vandy Vendor family met with school officials and police today for an update into the investigation. We'll have more for you as that wraps up over the coming weeks. New details tonight in Tuscumbia. It's over the injuries of a Deschler High School student that's gripped the community. We've learned the Tuscumbia City School Superintendent sent an email to the Deschler community this afternoon saying no cameras captured the incident. And the family of the injured student tells us this message is disheartening. Freshman August Borden suffered severe injuries in an incident that is now the focus of a police investigation. The 15-year-old was on his way back to campus from an off-site football team weight session, but somehow ended up unconscious by an outdoor stairway. He needed CPR and was airlifted to Birmingham with skull and orbital fractures. Since then, many questions but few answers regarding how it happened. Fox 54 reached out again today to the district, asking about concerns that the school is trying to limit discussion of the matter. They cited the Federal Educational Rights and Privacy Act, explaining they could not answer our questions. In Superintendent Russ Tate's email to the community, he details the events leading up to the incident, saying school employees were supervising the students when it happened. But he says there is no video of the incident as the staircase is more than 100 yards away from any school entrance. He says the district interviewed all known witnesses and have since turned over the investigation to Tuscumbia police. August's stepfather tells us this message is disheartening and does little to assuage the family's concerns. They did note the extension of counseling services and stress that the school is cooperating in the investigation. We'll keep you updated on any developments. Meanwhile, August's mother and stepfather are asking anyone with information to reach out to them. They've set up an email account that can be used to share information, whether it comes from a personal email address or an anonymous one. It's on your screen, justiceforaug@gmail.com. They say the search for answers has been a difficult one, and they hope to learn exactly what happened last Tuesday.
Just hours ago, the Tuscumbia Police Department announced the investigation of a violent incident that left a teen hospitalized has been handed over to another law enforcement agency. In a statement on Facebook, the department announced that the investigation would be handled by the Franklin County Juvenile Probation Office with assistance from the Madison County District Attorney's Office. This comes as the family of August Borden seeks answers as to what happened to the teen to cause multiple head injuries, including skull fractures.
Tuesday, municipal elections happened across the Tennessee Valley. While some candidates won outright, others are headed for a runoff, and Gunnersville came down to provisional ballots. Indicator, it's not just the day after the election for those who have been through a tumultuous few years. It's the first day of clarity regarding the next generation of leadership. It will include Kent Lawrence, who took a majority of the votes in the race for mayor, enough to avoid what could have been a September runoff vote. With the mayor's seat now settled, Lawrence told Fox 54 he's focused on bringing the city together, and he recognizes there will be many different viewpoints.
I want the same thing, and I think, number one, I help by listening, being available to the citizens to listen to what they have to say, and not just listen, but work to understand their point of view. All of us were brought up different ways. We all have different stories, so we look at the world differently. So we have to understand the other person's point of view. And I think that's how you unify people, is by understanding each person's story and their point of view.
While Lawrence comes from a business background, another winner made his name advocating for members of the community. Council member-elect Terrence Adkins for District 1 tells us that's something he'll be pressing for when he takes his seat in a few months.
We really have to make changes in Decatur. We have to bring Decatur into the 21st century. We have to do some building, we have to do some tearing down, and I'm ready to do all of that.
The new mayor and elected council members are set to be sworn in November 3rd. Over in Madison, the mayoral race was one to watch as well. 3 candidates vying for the seat. Councilmember Renee Bartlett for District 5, Margie Daly, and Steve Smith, the current city administrator. Came down to Bartlett and Smith. And so far, it appears as though Renee Bartlett is leading the vote. She has quite the history of serving in public office. She's been city council member for District 5 for 5 years, once serving as council president and on the finance committee. Before then, she served as school board member for Madison City Schools. Our Caleb Aguayo joins us now from our likely next mayor of Madison's watch party. Caleb and Mrs. Bartlett, how are you all feeling tonight?
Actually, Kanisha, I'm here at the watch party for Madison's new mayor, Renee Bartlett. So, Ms. Bartlett, what are you thinking about the election results from tonight?
I am ecstatic at the results tonight. You know, my volunteers were out at polling locations at 6:30 this morning setting up. They were working at every single one, and they sent in the tapes and results even before the news got them. And so we started seeing the numbers come in, and it felt good all day. People were so positive and cheering us on.
Yes, ma'am. And what's the path forward for the city of Madison? What do you kind of have in mind for the next few weeks, months?
Well, Madison's the best place to live in Alabama, and I am so excited about the opportunity to lead this city. We have an outstanding school system. We have outstanding quality of life. We have great police and fire and first responders. I cannot wait to work with Mayor Finley in planning the transition. He has agreed to help me do that, and he has been supportive in that.
And that's the latest from the city of Madison. In Madison, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
It's a tie. After being just one vote apart, the Guntersville mayoral election will go to a runoff. We told you Wednesday, one vote separated incumbent mayor Lee Dollar from Jeff McLaughlin. Dollar was leading when the Board of Registrars announced 10 provisional ballots. 3 of those ballots weren't counted. During a meeting today, the remaining ballots were counted. 4 were for McLaughlin and 3 for Dollar, ending the race in a tie.
Absolutely, your vote matters. If you haven't gotten, if you never knew that before, this race should teach that lesson. Your vote counts. Get up off the couch and go to the rec center or wherever it is, depending on the election, and vote. Whether it's a federal election, state election, or municipal election, your vote really does matter.
Both candidates ended with exactly 1,065 votes. The runoff election is set for September 23rd. In Tuscumbia, Thurman T.W. Billings has been elected as the city's next mayor. According to early unofficial results, Thurman won with 50.5% of the vote, beating incumbent William Foster and Katie Logan, who got roughly 26 and 23% of the votes respectively. Foster conceded the race today, posting a statement on Facebook acknowledging the result and congratulating Billings. Foster also says he would assist in making the transition between the two men very smooth. A tragedy in Limestone County where a house fire claimed 2 lives. We spoke with the woman who lost her son and husband who died trying to save the boy.
We're currently got a 7-year-old male, priority 0, back of the ambulance. They're working him, fixing to head your way. And then we just executed a male I'm trying to get to him to sign a convention, but I believe he'll be probably here on the elbow.
The audio you just heard was from a deadly overnight fire near Ardmore that killed 2 people, one of them a 7-year-old boy. The East Limestone Volunteer Fire Department got the call around 12:20 a.m. about a structure fire with entrapment near Ardmore on Highway 251. Jennifer Griffin, who was in the home, spoke with Fox 54 at the scene, telling us her 7-year-old boy, Jaden, and his father, Dakota, were killed in the fire. Jennifer and the couple's baby were treated for multiple injuries after the fire, including burns. The department says that while fighting the fire, one firefighter was also injured. Family members added that as of this afternoon, they were still looking to locate their missing dog. Just hours after she lost her husband and son, Griffin updated us on this tragedy.
I heard popping noise, and I'm not sure who got up first. You know, I just know that I was up, and I looked back. Dakota was up, and we were yelling. You know, was just panicking. And he told me, he said, "You got to get out of here." And so he raised the window, broke the window. I don't really remember, and I threw the baby out. And then he pushed me out, and I grabbed the baby and went on, and I could hear him hollering, "Go, go, go." I didn't at the time know he was talking to my 9-year-old. Jaden was my baby that didn't make it. He was 7, and he was the most sweetest kid that you had ever met. Dakota tried. He wasn't coming out without his kids. He was not. If he didn't have his kids, he wasn't coming out either. And in my eyes, he's a hero. He gave his life for his family. I don't know what I'm gonna do from this point forward. I mean, I've lost a kid and a husband. You know, I mean, it's hard. It's really hard.
An unimaginable loss. The cause of the fire is still under investigation and is being handled by the State Fire Marshal's office. A donation drive has been started to help the survivors. The link to it is on our website, fox54.com. Madison City School students will see a new face on campus, a black lab named Gemini. She's there to detect weapons on campus and help keep students safe.
Madison City Schools are getting the chance to meet Gemini, a brand new weapons detection canine that they recently got to start patrolling the city's high school campuses. School district staff say with rampant shootings and gun violence in schools around the country, that extra security is critical. She's been trained for weeks to sniff out guns, most other weapons, and ammunition. She'll canvass each of the city schools on a revolving schedule, with student resource officers following her around to pinpoint any trouble. Take a listen.
We have a schedule that we do go by, and Gemini is able to get to all the schools she needs to in a timely manner. We do make sure that it's an equitable amount of time. And Gemini is also available to go to a school if needed. Say something happens where the schedule needs to divert a little bit, then Gemini will go where she needs to go.
Jamie Gulliver with Madison City Schools says that versatility shows parents, students, and staff that they're prepared to take on any threat to the school system.
We do want our school family and our greater community and our stakeholders to know that we do take these things seriously, and Gemini, while maybe you won't know where she's at and when, she is working every single day that school is in session, and we're proud of that.
Gulliver says it all came about as a result of a partnership between the school district and the police department. They've talked about the idea of bringing in a weapons detection canine for nearly a year. After discussions and approval by the school board, Gemini finally got started on Monday.
We talked about this starting last year early on. He did research, we got together, looked at everything, and we're ready to present it to the board. It felt like a natural fit, and it's always fun to see something this exciting and innovative and in support of our safety and security come to fruition. So it's a wonderful thing to actually see Gemini and Officer Kern in action together.
Gulliver adds that Gemini is trained to sniff out weapons and residue on the ground, hidden away, or on someone's person. The goal is for her to quickly catch any suspicious smells before the weapons are able to be used.
If you had a weapon or ammunition that was stationary in one place, Gemini can detect that. Gemini can also detect any type of weapon or ammunition that's on the move. She can be setting, if somebody's walking by with that, she can detect it. She can also be moving, passing others as they go by. She can detect that as well. So there's static detection as well as vapor wake technology.
Pending the Madison City School Board's approval, she may eventually be joined by 2 other canine units. For now, she's getting some daily practice sniffing out the halls, something her trainers say will only get more efficient with time.
Addiction touches countless lives, and last Saturday, despite a rainy day, hundreds turned out to remember those lost and honor those still fighting and the people who love them.
Thousands of people struggle with addiction and substance abuse across the country and here in Alabama. Some have lost their lives because of it, but a community still rallies to carry on their memory. That's what I was able to see earlier this morning, a community walking together in unity while upholding each other. Those bearing the rainy Saturday conditions walking together with a purpose.
The walk is to memorialize the people that we've lost to addiction.
The 8th annual End Addiction Walk in Huntsville's Big Spring Park, honoring those who lost their battles to accidental overdose or addiction.
We are here supporting the community, supporting recovery and those that we've lost to addiction, overdose.
We want those people to have a voice that carries on after they're gone, and that's what we do here.
The goal of my family is just to let people know that it can affect anyone.
Rachel Stogner's brother, Dylan, died from an overdose around 4 years ago. He was only 23 years old.
He was so special, so beautiful. He was the best person I've ever known.
Rachel and her family now walking in honor of Dylan with the hope to shed more light on an important topic.
Just coming out as a community, I think, to work to eliminate the stigma around addiction and celebrate the people that we know and love that struggle with such a terrible disease.
For many, the feeling of community was in the air while uplifting each other.
We're here to pull you out of the fire. We're all in this together. You're not alone. You're never alone. We need supportive people, not judgmental people. We need to normalize reaching out for help instead of judging those that need help.
I feel like there's too many people and not enough resources.
And even before the walk begins, hope spreading through supporters and those recovering.
Before we kick off the actual walk, we gather together in a recovery circle. And that's a very powerful reminder that hope is still available. As they gather, the circle widens and widens and widens. So there's your circle of hope that leads into the walk to memorialize those loved ones that we've lost.
Dylan's family was one of the 7 fundraising teams who all raised more than $12,000 for the cause. Their family raising the most of any of the teams, surpassing the $3,000 mark.
Let's wrap up this week with a look at a very important job, one that often gets overlooked, but is essential to keeping kids safe. The job, crossing guard, and our Gabe Glassman got to try his hand at directing traffic.
Over at Goldsmith Schiffman Elementary School, the Huntsville Police Department and some local crossing guards took us to the street to teach us how to direct traffic. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman donned the uniform and headed out to help keep the kids safe. It's all part of the HPD's Zero in the Zone campaign, aimed at protecting school zones from traffic violations. He learned some of the signals, the routine, and just what it takes to do the job. Take a listen.
I can speak for all mothers. I want to make sure my children can make it home safely, making sure that we have crossing guards who stop all the traffic, who make sure that our children make it across safely. Some of them will even step in front of cars to get them to stop, just so your kids will get across the street safely.
Holland Rake says the job is dangerous, but someone has to do it. She says her advice to drivers is be alert, stay off your phone, and go slow in the school zones.
I think he did pretty well. Well, thank you for watching Fox 54's Weekend Review. Count on Fox 54 Plus to bring you more great programming with in-depth local specials, locked on sports, true crime, cooking shows, wellness experts, and continuing weather coverage. For everyone at Fox 54 News, I'm Kenesha Dees. Have a fun and safe holiday weekend.